Okay, it's about that time for me to do a video. I actually did a video before this one, and then I hate this stupid touch pad, motion sensitive, whatever thingy, keypad thingy, whatever, the little click thingy or whatever on my laptop because I guess somehow I accidentally like slightly rubbed against it and it turned the video off, so I had to re-record it. But anyway, we just got a timer right here too, so I know how long this video's gonna be. I haven't made a video in a really, really, really long time, and I'm kind of bored. So I was like, you know what? I don't got nothing to do. I could be doing something, making a video. So yeah, I wrote a list of a lot of things I wanted to talk about, and I cannot figure out what that list is. It's kind of freestyle, so if it's all over the place, it's a mess or whatever. I do have that short-term memory loss, so bear with me. You know why? I was thinking, I was like, yeah, I did write that list down, and when I thought about it, it was one thing that did bring to my mind or whatever, one thing that I could remember, and that was basically about what I want to say. I don't really want to say sexuality, but um, kinda. But if I say that, then you will get another idea. But whatever. Like basically, sexuality with men and women. Like, and I mean in the sense of like Christina Aguilera made that song. It was "Can't Hold Us Down" or whatever, and it was some other song or whatever that she made. I can't even really remember. But basically, she was just like talking about like how men can, be sexual and stuff, and then the women are called whores or whatever, and they do it, it's okay, it's perfectly fine with that. And I think that it's kind of messed up for that to be played out so much in society. Like, you see all these videos, and like it was some years ago, they were talking about like hip hop nowadays, how like that is and degrading, but they were more so like they were really saying hip hop, but anyway, they were more so getting on the girls in videos or whatever, not really the rap artists that had the girls in the videos. I'm like, why are you getting on them, rather than getting on everybody, like the artists too? They the ones who like saw the blueprint for the video or put together the whole idea or concepts for the video, whatever like that. Why are they not being held accountable for it? I mean, it's just like if you sit up there and you witness a bad act, you're just as guilty as a person who did the act if you don't do anything. You're just sitting by and letting it happen. So I was like, why weren't they accusing the artists more so, or as much as they were accusing the girls of video hoes or whatever like that? And it was kind of funny. It wasn't really funny, but I was kind of getting on the girls too, and it made me think. It was like, yes, society does is that we always look at the women in the sexual aspect of whatever they put out rather than the men. It's messed up or whatever. And I remember one of the main people was 50 Cent. That's why I really don't like him. But I think it was 50 Cent because he always had like all these video holes in his videos or whatever like that. And I was like, and he always talking down on women. Or was it Eminem? It's Eminem, Ludacris, or 50 Cent, one of them or whatever. And I don't really particularly like them, whatever, because I feel like anybody can do that. Number one, any dude can talk about how much money they got, how many girls they slept with. That's played out, whatever like that, and it's degrading to women. I actually really respect women. I was raised by a lot of women in my family or whatever like that. So when anybody says anything degrading to women or whatever, I take it offensively because I respect women. I've been around them, my whole life or whatever. Without them, I probably wouldn't be the David that I am now, partially. Um, and it's just like, for example, how BT banned Sierra's Ride video or whatever. And to me, I don't see the video as being overly sexual or whatever. I mean, yes, we know what she's talking about. Even though Sierra tries to play it off like she's talking about, I'm writing hard for my man. But then Sierra, when the remix comes on, the first thing that Andre 2000 says something about is, the pussy is good. Excuse my language because I never said that before. So Sierra, we know what you're talking about. I mean, don't play dumb. She always says that all the time. But the video was not that bad. I mean, I've seen far worse or whatever, and it really was not that bad. She was just dancing very sensual. Shall I say? I don't really want to say sexual because it wasn't that bad. I mean, sexual sense or whatever, but it wasn't really that bad to me. And I wanted to ban her. And if you really look at a lot of artists out, especially a lot of pop artists or whatever, they doing the same thing. Like, and it's, I want to say it's subliminal, but the lyrics of them being sexual or the sexual undertones or whatever in their lyrics is more so subliminal, but it's like it's right there, and it's like you're gonna get on her about that, but what about everybody else? And then I shouldn't really say pop artists because BT has nothing to do with pop artists, but for instance, Trey Songz, they play um They support his. I don't know what video that I saw on there. Was it Neighbors Know My Name or Invented Sex or whatever? I don't know. Most of Trey's songs are sexual. If you play any of his songs or whatever like that, or have any of Rihanna's videos in his songs or whatever, videos on your network, then it's not fair to cut Sierra's off because she's doing the same thing or whatever. And it's basically like a man's world. It's okay for men to do that kind of stuff, and they're not being caught sluts or anything like that. But if a woman is she's a slut, she's a whore, blah blah blah, this and that, whatnot, and the other. And the one thing they do get caught is the pimp, and that's looked at as a strong thing. They're looked at as a good thing or whatever like that. And it's like, well, if you're gonna criticize a female, you should criticize the male too because he's doing the same thing. You're still a hoe. You're gonna sleep with this, that, whatnot, and the other, and not care about them or whatever. It's different. The difference between you being a freak and you like having sex. I mean, you can't help what you like or whatever. Then being a hoe, somebody that wants to sleep with everybody else, and that's another thing that people need to, learn is the difference between a slut or hoe or whatever like that, and a freak or whatever like that. There's a very thin line between the two. You need to learn the differences because a lot of times people will see sexual stuff. I did it myself sometimes, and then we automatically label it as slutty or whorish or hoish or whatever like that, and it's not even the case. Um, so that's one thing I guess I really wanted to talk about because I see it happening a lot nowadays. I really can't remember any other examples, but most of our pop artists, Lady Gaga for instance, even though she has nothing to do with BET, but it's really I didn't really want to base it around BET. It was just in general with men and women and how, men are praised for being sexual and then when a woman does it she's a slut, she's a hoe or whatever. Lady Gaga got all that sexual stuff in her videos, and people like it. Ooh, Lady Gaga, Google for Gaga, blah blah blah, all that crap like that. It's okay for her, but and then there's also a thing. Now that I think about it, a thing with the ethnicity. It's more susceptible for a Caucasian person to do it or whatever. But then when it's a black person, she's a hoe, she's this, she's that, she's one on the other, she's a slutty ghetto black hoe or something like that. It's just like it's always something. I think that it should not be looked at as that, and it should be equal. I mean, if you're gonna talk about one person for doing it, then talk about the next. We're all people at the end of the day. That's why I don't really like categories and stuff. I mean, you do have to separate yourself in a sense, like, men and women, but, we're all people at the end of the day. So if he's doing it, she's wrong for doing it too. If he's getting caught this, then she should be wrong, no matter what her color is, no matter what her gender is, or whatever, or what caliber of artist or whatever, even if it had nothing to do with artists, we should all be held on the same standard. So I guess that's mainly what I want to talk about because I just see it a lot. Oh, she's slutty. Oh, she's whorish. And then people want to, like, and then people think just because people do that stuff, like they're not people, then they find it okay to disrespect them and demean them and stuff like that. And it's like, we're all people on this earth. Just because somebody is sexual does not give you the right for you to hate on them or to bash them or anything like that. And that's for a lot of people and a lot of artists or whatever. But I know Sierra was criticized a lot for that video or whatever by whoever. But it's just the whole point of the matter that in society nowadays, men can get away with stuff and women can't. And one other example is like my brother. This has nothing that's, well, you can't kind of put in a sexual sense or whatever. He can, cause he's calling my sisters sluts, hoes, bitches, or whatever like that. And then when I address it to his parents or my grandmother, for instance, it's funny, hee hee ha ha, it's all funny, it's cool, there's no problem with that. And just because he gets good grades, it's okay, they'll let that go. But if my ex-sister does the same thing, then, she's bad, she's a hoe, and she gets in trouble for it or whatever, and that's not fair. And I think as society, a lot of us do it. Like, a lot of parents do that. Like, they let the boys get away with murder and, having sex is okay for them to do it, but if a girl, she has a boyfriend or whatever, she has sex, they're wrong. It's wrong either way. I'm not justifying it, but if it's wrong for him, it's wrong for her too. So basically, that's just all I wanted to say. You can leave your opinions and comments under the video, and I'm going to be doing some other videos later. Not to say later meaning today, but whenever I think about what I want to do, because this video was very random, so it might be all over the place. But thank you everybody for subscribing to my videos. Thank you everybody who supported me. You can follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/privateid, which is not spelled the regular way. It's PRYVATE I capital D. But as long as you spell it like that, it should work. And if I have any other information for you, I'll leave in the video description. So, peace everybody.